In 1705, a Dutch farmer in what is now Claverack, New York, made a startling discovery along the banks of the Hudson River. Amid the rocks and lapping water was a tooth.
But it wasn't like any tooth he had seen before. It was enormous, weighing almost 5 pounds.
What the Dutchmen unearthed were the remains of a long-dead humanoid of gargantuan stature. Hard evidence proving the existence of giants.
Hello folks, I'm so very happy you're here. My name is Joe McGowan, and in this presentation we're going to be exploring the story behind the discovery of the Claverack Giant. I hope you enjoy.
Across every culture, tales have long been told of hulking savages of immense size, whose strength is only matched by their intense brutality. Imposing and eager to feed on humans, ancient stories recount the threat of the giants, as well as the heroes who rose to vanquish them, armed with little more than their wits.
As for the tenant farmer who had discovered the tooth, he hastily traded it for a flask of rum, passing the tooth on to Peter Van Bruggen, an assemblyman of the British colony of New York.
Van Bruggen took the find to Albany, where it was presented to Edward Hyde, Viscount of Cornbury, a cousin of Queen Anne of Great Britain, who came to the colony to put the Atlantic Ocean between himself and his many debts back home. Upon the Viscount's arrival, the Queen named him governor of New York and New Jersey. The Viscount's governorship operated as a criminal enterprise. The colony was grossly mismanaged, and its funds plundered by the Viscount and his partners, who granted themselves vast acreages of government land. The Hudson River town of Hyde Park since bears the Viscount's name. The many claims the Viscount was an open cross-dresser is debated by historians. The governor himself was no stranger to political enemies and slander.
Such gossip aside, Viscount Cornbury took a keen interest in the Claverack tooth, sending it to the Royal Society of London to be examined by the most scientifically advanced minds of the time.
Hyde theorized the tooth once belonged to an antediluvial giant, a biblical giant, the Nephilim, or fallen ones, a menacing race of giants said to have been eradicated when a righteous storm flooded creation.
The governor dispatched a research team to excavate the site where the tooth was discovered.
And indeed, further evidence was uncovered. Massive, though fragile bones, too weathered to collect, indicated the Nephilim stood approximately 30 feet tall. News of the Claverack Giant spread throughout New England, piquing the interest of Puritan religious leader Cotton Mather.
Students of American history may remember Mather for his association with the infamous Salem Witch Trials.
A mass hysteria igniting in 1692 when a special court of Puritan law was assembled in Salem Village, Massachusetts, to hear the macabre cases surrounding a group of young women believed to be supernaturally afflicted with the torments of the devil.
Accusations of witchcraft and service to dark powers fell upon unwitting citizens of the colony.
Salem Village mired in festering paranoia.
The court examined the accused, utilizing archaic methods of detection,
ruling convictions based on what was considered spectral evidence, claims of malfeasance perpetrated from the invisible world, an ethereal space veiling the physical plane.
By the time the trials ended, the following year, over 200 persons had been accused of witchcraft. Of that, the colony sanctioned 20 executions.
19 were hanged on Gallows Hill, and one man was slowly crushed to death, pressed by stone.
Sobered by the grisly aftermath of the trials, public opinion of the colonial leadership waned.
It was then Cotton Mather defended the actions taken by the court in his book The Wonders of the Invisible World, which doubled down on the necessity of the Salem Witch Trials. 12 years after his book, Cotton Mather touted Viscount Cornbury's theory the Claverack tooth belonged to a scripture-proving giant in North America, citing native legends of vile giants who once terrorized the land.
Indeed, Cotton Mather and the Viscount possessed tangible evidence of a real-life, living, breathing giant. But it wasn't the kind of giant they thought.
The Claverack Giant was in fact the first European discovery of the remains of an American mastodon, an extinct species of elephant-like animals from the genus Mammoth. Ranging across North America, mastodons stood no taller than modern-day elephants, but were much more robust, possessing nearly twice the body mass, and were armed with imposing tusks, used to fend off prehistoric predators and establish rank within the herd.
First appearing in the fossil record during the early Miocene epoch, some 23 million years ago, mastodons had completely died out with the retreat of the last ice age.
Due to the pressures from a combination of the climate shift and the rise of the cleverest, most adaptable predator apex the world has ever known.
The Claverack Giant was the first of numerous mastodon remains to be unearthed in New York State.
Over 140 mastodons have been exhumed since. Subsequently, Viscount Cornbury was arrested for his flagrant crimes by New York Colony, and was denied any royal intervention by his cousin Her Majesty the Queen, whom one could imagine would grow quite weary of her cousin's greed. Cotton Mathers would be buried in Boston 23 years after the Claverack Giant, ever bookmarking the delusional heights of American Puritanism. As for the legacy of the mighty mastodon, along with their extinct compatriots, they will forever capture the human imagination, and perhaps one takes pause, reflecting on the impact we have on reality.
The power is in the hands of every human being on Earth, to cultivate or destroy. I suggest you choose wisely. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed this presentation, please give the video a like, and you could subscribe to the channel where you can watch more of my Hudson River tales. For instance, I'd recommend the one about Catskill Mountain Legends, where you hear me retell the story of Rip Van Winkle. Of course, look out for more videos like this coming out in the future. Until then, take care of yourselves, folks. Cheers.